Yes, all we care about is a party, giving them good vibes in the air. So, I put my lucky body on my phone, keep them guns out of the club. The killing is right. Do it up for the party, yeah. They can feel good. Goes out to every club, city and hood now. Put that rock in your body.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of our back-to-back, albeit on different YouTube channels, of Miami ACHA hockey, where it's the month of Michigan. Miami women's D1 team played University of Michigan just last week in this barn, played Eastern Michigan just before this game. Miami's varsity team is currently in Western Michigan playing a game, and now we've got ACHA D2 action playing against the University of Michigan tonight. Getting ready for puck drop is Colin Hartwell. Zachary Wiseman in net. UMich wins the opening draw. Quickly in on the attack, trying to fire a shot. That was blocked. Miami trying to turn it up the other way. They can't, and that's going to be a whistle. They're going to say high stick. So a quick scramble to start this game. As Lloyd is really protesting, but he's going to the box, so it wasn't a high-sticking stoppage. That was a high-sticking penalty taken by Lloyd. And we're going to get our first vision of the Miami power play only 15 seconds into this game. Bell controls it. Tried to get it down there to Eric Miller, but it's cleared. Wiseman will play. Bell in his own end. Drop pass to Hartwell. And Hartwell brings it in all on his own. Cross. Back to the point for Bell. Eric Miller finds a cross and a great shot there by Brian Judge. That's turned aside by University of Michigan goaltender Martinez Yershikonis. Bell has it at center. He's on the attack. Stops at the right hash mark. Back for Eric Miller, who reverses it back down to Bell. Across. Judge. One-touch pass back to Hartwell. Drop pass to Judge again. Judge fires just wide. Eric Miller once again. Miller comes in, fires. Stopped by Yershikonis. And a clearing feed by Leiter. Up the other way, Eric Miller trying to get on the attack, but that's rimmed around the boards by Rothstein. Or Rothstein, rather. Hartwell, again below the net, less than 30 seconds to go in this penalty. And it's going to be cleared again. Wiseman out to play it. He leaves it off for Newton. Newton below his net, looking over his options. And a lead feed for Zaransky. Zaransky with some room. Out in front. Firing just wide there was Ben Amato. And cleared again by Michigan. And that's going to do it. So Miami with a power play to start this game to help apply some momentum is killed off by Michigan. Quick dump in there. Gets past Fratto. And Michigan will send it down. No icing. Newton will play. To Zaransky, not cleanly. It bounced off the back of the pipes. Amato turned it over. And across the blue line shot by Lee. As a feed intended for Amato. Would have sprung him for a breakaway, but got past him. He chases down the icing at least. Back to the point. Bounced off the stick of Kakaninden there. Out in front, looking for a chance there with Schwarzer. He couldn't get it. He gets it back, though. Schwarzer down. Firing a shot there. Good save. R2 Vaisala with a chance. Miami, a couple of good chances so far in this game already. Nick Leiter on the attack for the Wolverines. Clearing attempt made, held in at the line, and a long-range shot attempt that is blocked there by Marsink. Thrown in by Miami. Up the other way, Nielsen. A backhand pass that was intended for Rivera, but got past him. Nick Leiter couldn't stay on his skates. And a battle on the near side boards. Quick shot off the point. Goes wide of the net. Marcin has it. Tried to send it the other way. He couldn't. Now sending it up is Kakaninden. And a hand pass is called. So, 4:17 has passed in this game so far. Miami with a couple of good chances on the power play. So far, being turned aside by Yurshikonis. Face off. Michael Lau tried to win that. Bell forced to retreat. Not ready for that feed was Tarasovic. Puck locked in there by Lazarus, or Lazarus rather. Judge. Looping feed. He's just narrowly avoiding that was Furman. It was a clean feed to him, and a beautiful one at that. Michael Lau battling for it along the boards. Michigan comes out with it. They try to clear, and they can't. Turn around and thrown back in by Furman. Furman with some room. He fires. Stopped by Yurshikonis. The rebound is loose. Another rebound. Judge on the backhand. Floats it up, and it goes just wide of the net. Good chances for Miami there. Yurshikonis holding strong to this point. Sent in the other way. And Bell looking to reload. Bell to Cooper Eberhardt. Eberhardt gets past his man. Still has the puck. Leaves it off for Bell. Puts it on net. Stopped by Yurshikonis. Stretch feed up ahead. Now the other way. Feinstein. Feinstein tried to rip a shot. Fanned on it. And Wiseman puts his glove on that one to smother that. 14-12 in period number 1. Still even at 0. Michigan Wolverines and the Red Hawks, pretty evenly matched teams. Should be a good one. Here to take the draw, Rivera, number 88. Miami controls off the face-off. Donahue got that up to Miller. Across looking for Hartwell. Got past his stick, and they're going to say it's icing. So again, Miami is on the giving end of all the good chances so far, while the University of Michigan is not to be taken lightly. So far, this game has been controlled by Miami largely. Donahue down for Zaransky. Hartwell up center. Left it for Miller. Hartwell trying to collect it. He can't. Eberhardt causes some pressure. Tried to throw it on net. That's blocked. Gets out to Miller. He fires a shot. Yurshikonis gets a piece of it. Puck battle. Comes out Hartwell. Tried to feed Eberhardt. Got past his stick. Contention for the puck down low. Out for Hartwell. Dropped it back. Tried to put it on net. That's blocked and sent the other way. Collected by Donahue. Hartwell sent it to the net. Donahue was there to try to get a tip on it. Doesn't look like he got his stick on it. Cycled down to Zaransky. Zaransky couldn't get possession of it, though, so it comes the other way for Michigan. Nielsen. And on the attack, gets around his man, and a last-second knock away of the puck. Great work by Donahue. Hartwell tries to get it going. Knocked away. Zaransky will. Zaransky and Fratto. Zaransky will turn and fire. Fire and turn, rather. So he goes off for a change. Controlled by the Wolverines in their own end. Stretch feed got past the stick of Millam. On net, Wiseman plays it out, but it's stolen away. McCarthy to the point. Burns throws it in. Oh! It redirected on net just off the outside of the post. Wiseman was beat. McCarthy again. McCarthy loses his footing, gets back up. Bodied by Marsink. Taken by Millam. Back down to McCarthy. Out in front, turning and firing was Lee. And Wiseman gets a pad on that. Left off for Kakaninden. Advance for Amato. Left off there for Luke Miller. Battle for the puck. Miller tried to send it out in front as it gets stuck in the pads of Yurshikonis for a whistle. Back and forth action in period number 1. Still tied up at 0. Miami narrowly avoiding disaster, though, as a redirected puck almost went on net and had Wiseman beat. But crisis averted. Miami stays 0-0. Michigan controls in their own end. Schweitzer turned and got a shot away. Out in front. Newfor's a heavy shot. What a stop there by Yurshikonis. Across Newton. Waits. Fires into the chest of Yurshikonis, and he'll hold on. Good pressure there. A beautiful, heavy shot by the big Finn, Ollie Newfors. He'll take that face-off with his countryman, Arttu Vaisala, on his right wing. Vaisala's family actually owns the climate control technology used in our arena. You can see the Vaisala name on the little panels throughout this rink. Back to the point. Newton, a quick shot, stopped by Yurshikonis. Across, Tyler Bell tried to hold the line. Oh, and a heavy hit by number 66, Noah Gumma. Sends Bell crashing to the ice. He got up quick. Michigan pitchforks it out to center. Miami gets it going the other way to Newfors. Newfors down to Judge. Out in front looking for Schweitzer. He couldn't get a stick on that. Bell looks over his options. Sends it past Feinstein. But taken up the other way by Michigan. Feinstein has it now, turning and firing. Blocked by Bell. As Feinstein got a second chance on net. That's turned aside by Wiseman. He got a little bit of a piece on that. Sent the other way by Miami. Not going to have enough legs for icing. Wolverines start the breakout. Up the other way, White. Sent it in. Bell's hauled down. Zaransky trying to feed Judge. Stripped away by Nielsen. He throws it in. And Michigan chases after it. Getting there first was Furman. He has it. Loops it off the wall. Up and over White and out into neutral ice. Zaransky with it. Up ahead for Furman. Eberhardt sent it on net. Yurshikonis got a piece of that with his pad. And so Michigan takes it the other way. Nielsen. Miami bench calling for an offside. Refs say no. Nielsen sent that to the back door, but nobody was there. Zaransky takes that away. Donahue. Miami up the other way. Eberhardt chips it in. Michigan controls in their own zone. Got past Eric Miller. And up the other way. Marsink battling for it. Taken away. Out in front, all the way out for Burns. He fanned on the shot. He looked at it twice, but he blinked. And so that doesn't go on net. Marsink taken away. Eric Miller. Backhand out to center. Cooper Eberhardt. Received that from Hartwell. Long-range shot easily sticked aside into the netting by Yurshikonis. 8:19 remains in the period. Still Unbroken is the ice. At the face-off dot, Ben Amato. Fratto on his right, Miller on his left. Michigan comes out with it. Amato takes it back. Collected in his own zone by Tarasovic. Sends it up the other way. Amato on the attack, send it out in front. Blocker save, the rebound, and another save. What a stop there by Yurshikonis. Fantastic save. One-timer attempted there by Fratto was blocked and sent the other way by Michigan for an icing. Well, Martinez Yurshikonis with a brilliant save there. Full spread eagle. Turning two chances aside. New forced to take the draw. Back to Bell. Not on net. The rebound just wide. Off the side of the net. Thrown on net by Newton. Stopped by Yurshikonis. Schweitzer collects the rebound in the corner. Bell. One-timer. Blocked. Vaisala trying to put it on net. He can't. And taken up the other way. With some speed, McCarthy. Newton gets back in time. A drop pass and stopped by Wiseman. Good communication there. A drop pass from McCarthy to Rothstein. But Zach Wiseman stands tall. Swallows that right up. Miami out shooting Michigan right now 13-5. Donahue to Vaisala. Vaisala tried to send it further, but it goes the other way. Battle along the boards. Lazaris comes out with it, and it's knocked away by the Miami Sticks. Back to the point, sent onto the blue line. Zaransky advances it. Vaisala up the other way. Drags, fires! Owen just wide and high. Trying to pick a corner, R2 Vaisala. Michigan sends it out to center. Across. Donahue puts it in. Miami with a line change. New force on the attack, giving them time and pressure. Airmail by Michigan High. Goes all the way out. Wiseman plays it to Donahue. Good communication there. But Belgado puts it on net, easily swallowed up by Wiseman. Just over 6 minutes left in period one. Still scoreless. Good chances both ways. So far, Wiseman and Yurshikonis are perfect. As a quick shot there by Feinstein. Goes over the net. Miller down. Collected by Tarasovic. And sent up the other way. Fratto throws it on net, looking for Amato. Turned aside by Yurshikonis. And another one goes through the blue paint. Miller tries to throw that back in. He laid offside by Amato, and he's forced to touch back up. Miller applies pressure. Up the other way. Miller is clean. He's in alone. Miller hauled down. That's going to be a penalty. He draws one. Wiseman to the bench. Miami still has possession. Judge is the sixth man out. Miller patiently. Marsink. Tarasovic down. Judge. Back to Tarasovic. Back down to Judge. Across. Marsink. Puts it on net across. Still in possession. Tarasovic at the line. One-timer by Marsink. And that's turned aside. Shoved at by Yurshikonis. And now we've got a stoppage. So Miami to their second power play of the game. So we'll get a second look at the power play. Hartwell Across. Judge. Bell out in front. Hartwell bounced it off his skate but couldn't get it to his own stick. And out the other way with some speed. Nielsen fires. Glove save by Wiseman. Well, it looks like Michigan's got some speed that Miami's got to worry about. Nielsen especially. Drop back to Burns off the faceoff. Held in. Across out in front of one-timer attempt. Fanned on and goes just wide. Burns on the attack. Miami's got to try to reset this power play. They got to remember they're on the man advantage. And now they come up the other way. Judge slows at the red line and puts it in. Miller looping around. Judge down for Eberhardt. Hartwell up and around. Bell fakes the one-timer, drops it off to Miller, who takes the one-timer, and that's blocked by Burns. Sent the other way by Michigan. Stretch feed for Hartwell. Bodied up, less than a minute to go in the power play. Michigan sends it the other way again. Newton with speed. Avoids contact. Down for Newfors. Back to Zaransky. Zaransky drop pass to Newton. One-timer! The puck is loose and Newfors tried to jam it home. Goes into the corner. Fratto absorbs the hit. Zaransky pinches down. Fighting for it. Took down Leiter in the process. So I guess he's lighter than Zaransky. Jokes aside, probably not. He's a big boy. Back out to the point. Sent back in by Amato. Clearing attempt stopped by Newton. Leiter trying to get past it, but good work by Newton to hold on to it. Newton onside. This is going to do it for the power play. One last shot. And sprawling out for the save, your Chaconis. Excuse me, I've been saying Tarasovic. I'm used to the previous number 3. But number 3 right now on Miami is actually James McFarland. So James McFarland, welcome to the game. Apologies, I've been calling you Tarasovic. Sent out in front, Furman, a diving play, but into Michigan hands. So Miami 0 for 2 on the power play now officially. McCarthy on the attack, goes around the net for a wraparound. Good stick by Marsink to knock that away. That's going to be a penalty on Miami if Furman doesn't like it, but he's getting called. McCarthy slow to get up. Well, it was a rough hit. Looks like he'll be all right. He's skating back under his own power, but it was a bit of a rough hit as he was falling and, not slowing up was Furman. So he's going to go to the box for interference. So we will get a first look at the Miami penalty kill. That's the power play 0 for 2 so far. Michigan controls off the faceoff. Down low, fan pass attempt made by White. Bell takes away, tries to clear. Nielsen holds the line. Rivera to Nielsen, to Leiter. Throwing it on net. Sounded like it got a piece of the blocker of Wiseman, and Miami will clear. And I'm not sure what they're ruling there. High stick, hand pass. But Miami catches a break and it goes down the other way. Michigan starts their breakout. Ridden into the boards. Battle ensues. The camera issues there. Zaransky battling for it. Beats out 2 men. He gets it. Oh, not cleared. Nielsen held it. Nielsen has it. Nielsen, sharp angle shot attempt. Went off a helmet, I think. But it's turned aside. Z had it. Marsink with Miller trying to help. 37 seconds left in the penalty to Furman. Marsink still trying to battle it out. Puck is still moving, so the play is still going. Great work by Marsink to take time off that clock. Cleared by Fratto. Great move there. Sent the other way, stripped away by Judge. Airmailed it to Bell. Across, trying to get a shot away. Was Lau. Sent back. That's it for the penalty. Miami converting it right into attack. High stick. And that's going to be called. And Lau tries to argue it, but I mean, that was pretty cut and dry, high stick, without a doubt. 30 seconds remain in period number 1. And we're going to go all the not all the way down, but we're going to go out of the zone. Still scoreless in the final 30 seconds of period 1. As erroneously on the scoreboard, it still says EMU for Eastern Michigan. This is not Eastern Michigan. This is just Michigan. The one you know and love or hate if you're an Ohio fan. The Wolverines. Wiseman plays it to Newton. Up to Judge along the wall. Out in front for Lau, but miscommunication and taken away. Newton's just going to bring it back into his own zone to kill the final few seconds of this period. And that'll do it for the first 20 minutes. After 20, still scoreless between Miami and the University of Michigan. Shots on goal, Miami with 17. UMich with 8. So when we come back for period number 2, still a scoreless game. Wiseman and Yurchakonis have not allowed anything so far. And we will be back shortly. Both teams getting ready to come back to the ice here. Still scoreless game after 20 minutes. Miami with a really good period, just not quite able to capitalize. Martinez Yurshikonis, very, very good goaltender so far. Zach Wiseman stopped all the shots that he's had to face so far. Miami currently out shooting UMich 17-8 as they finally gotten the scoreboard right. Still had EMU up there from the previous women's D1 game against Eastern Michigan where they won 7-2. First line back out for Miami as another number correction. TJ Bamrick wearing 13 for Miami right now, not Luke Miller. And again, as I had mentioned, Aiden Tarasovic not with the team anymore either. And McFarland is wearing number 3. So James McFarland, number 3. TJ Bamrick, number 13. As a correction from the previous period. Face off at center. Hartwell gets it back. Newton starting this period on a pair with Bell. Good keep by Miller, trying to find Eberhardt. Got right past him. Hartwell throws it right back in. Hutchison to play. Newton holds the line, throws it on net. Tipped in front, goes over the net. UMich up the other way. A 2-on-1 developing here. Up the left side, Karp finding out in front. And where's the puck? Michigan celebrating. The referee did not call a goal. Did Wiseman save it? There is no review. So if the referee did not see the puck cross the line, it's not a goal. Michigan doesn't like it, but the ruling is Wiseman had it. So Miami may or may not have gotten away with one. Like I couldn't tell from here. But up the other way, Fratto, drop pass to Amato, puts it on net, stick to side by Sam Karp and out of play. So, regardless of the true result of that 2-on-1, it's ruled no goal, and Miami is going to take it, not ask questions, and run with it. Ben Amato at the face-off dot. Bamrick on his left, Fratto on his right. Wolverines win it. Up for Rivera. Rivera finds Leiter. The big University of Michigan player, appropriately donning the same number as Detroit's Simon Edvinsson in the National Hockey League. Both very large players. As that puck goes all the way down on Wiseman, and he'll cover that up. Carter Kakaninden out there now with Adam Marsink on defense. As the same line as previous, still out there on attack. Amato up the center, 3-on-2 for Miami. Found back out in front, a shot, oh what a save! Yurshikonis gets that glove up high. And through 18 shots for the Redhawks, still trying to find a way to solve him. Amato, excised from the face-off dot, so Johnny Fratto takes his place. Good win to Bamrick, across. One-touch pass attempt made there was fanned on, but then iced by Cody Nielsen. So Miami gets a quick reset. Only 90 seconds passed in period 2. So far, a much slower paced one than the first one. It flew by. Michael Lau at the center dot. Furman on his left. And drop back for a quick opportunity on his right. Brian Judge, he lets it go. And another glove save! Losing that briefly was Yurshikonis, but he got the glove down before a crashing Furman was able to capitalize. So again, Miami heavily dictating the pace of play in this game so far. But Martinez Yurshikonis putting up an incredible performance to this point. Lau, quick win. Another quick shot there by Judge. Turned aside by Yershakonis. Set play off the faceoff. Worked twice in a row for Miami, but still nothing to show for it. Trying to go up the other way. But an offside is called on Liam McCarthy. So down to 18-16 in period number 2. Dueling number 14s to take the face-off. Leahy and Lau will get the better of it. Furman, right on the big Miami M. Up ahead for Lee. Or Lau, excuse me. A backhand goes off the side of the net. Leahy is Michigan's number 14. Lau loses his stick, so he's not able to pursue the play any longer. Michigan chips it in. McCarthy cycled it down. Held in at the line by Munger. Gets in front of the net, and Wiseman's just going to settle that one down. Smother the puck. Miami already up to 20 shots. UMich still has yet to get into double digits. So, offensive zone draw for Michigan. Taking the draw, Luka Lazaris. Quick shot stopped by Wiseman, and he'll hold on. That was Regalado with the shot. Zaransky controls off the draw. Passed up to Schweitzer, a dangerous pass down back to Zaransky, but Miami gets away with it. The two Finns on the attack with Schweitzer. Vaisala up the right wing. A sharp angle shot goes wide of the net. Zaransky holds the line. Down to Vaisala. Out in front, Schweitzer's all alone, and a stop! And held by Yershakonis again. Miami's going to have to get creative if they want to find a way around him. He has been on it all night, and he shows no signs of slowing down. Yershakonis in his zone. U4's at the draw. Wants to drop it right back to R2. False start on the draw. And kicked out of the dot, Carson Lloyd. Cross for Zaransky off the draw. He'll throw it on net. Tried to tip it in front with Schweitzer, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Cleared by the Wolverines. Lloyd. Schweitzer. Left it down for Donahue. Stretch feed for Vaisala, who negates the icing. Schweitzer able to get there first. Takes a hit. And lost the puck. Michigan on the attack. It's White. Ufor's falling down, still able to get the pass to Marsink. Finding it for Eric Miller. Miller's got some room. He's in. Drags, fires, and a glove save. He scores! Yershakonis had a piece of it, but it bops over him and into the net. And a lucky break for Eric Miller. Breaks the ice. 1-0 Red Hawks. Well, go figure that Miami has to break the ice on a goal where Yershakonis got a piece of it anyway. Nonetheless, it crossed the red line. Doesn't matter. It counts, and Miami finally breaks through. Eric Miller, the goal scorer, back up ahead. Eberhardt has some room. Skewers that upwards to Hartwell on the other side of the rink. Laterally, up the other way. Leiter might have some room. Leiter gets it across, and a shot there is stopped by Wiseman. Leiter finding Nielsen as he was bodied up. But up to the task, Zach Wiseman. Miami finally finding the back of the net on their 21st shot of the game. University of Michigan with 11. 15:57 left as the time is ticking down in period number 2. Stretch feed attempt, not going to be icing, but great work by Johnny Fratto to get around his man and get the icing out in front, and another save by Yershakonis. He lost it, but the whistle goes. Great chance there, another good one. Ben Amato. But Yershakonis once again holds the line. He lost it, but he did have it the entire time, so when the whistle went, doesn't really matter. Amato at the draw. One right back to Newton. Throws it on net. Tipped in front. Wide by Amato. Tried to put it over the net. Missed. Centered it out in front. Now up the other way goes Nielsen. With Leiter. Taken away by Bell. But ends up on the stick of Michigan anyway. Morgan Rothstein. Up ahead, Bamrick. Trying to get around his man, McCarthy. McCarthy was able to get a stick on it and send it back down. Bamrick recovers. Stretch pass to Fratto. Up ahead, Newton. He's got room. He fires and making that save again. Yershakonis. Amato overskated on a drive by Bell. Yershakonis may have gotten a piece of that. Ended up over the net. Fratto. Down low, Amato. Back to the point. Bell loads it up. Fires! Stopped by Yershakonis. The rebound, another stop by Yershakonis. The puck is loose. He scores! Ben Amato! And Miami doubles up. Yershakonis did everything he could. Very well may be the best player on the ice right now tonight. But Miami just finding different ways to keep putting the puck on net, keep banging away, keep crashing out in front. And laid up on a tee for Ben Amato, and he sends that sky high into the net for a 2-0 lead, Redhawks. Donahue up ahead to Judge. Lau collides with his own man, Furman, and so Michigan gets a lucky break there. Zaransky at the Pepsi logo. Laid ahead, Furman left it off for Lau. Fancy play there. Lau passed it to himself, left it down for Furman. Cycled down further to Judge. Down for Furman, wraparound attempt, easy save by Yershakonis. Donahue was calling for it from Judge, sends it to the opposite corner. Donahue eager to chase that one down. Two Michigan bodies come together, Lau has it. Sent it across for Donahue, and a good block there by Liu. Songlin Liu, of Chinese origin, grew up in Ann Arbor. According to the ACHA website, that is. I don't want to make any negative assumptions. Zaransky with all the room in the world. He moves in, he fires, and a glove save by Yershakonis. As Furman and Hutchison come together a little bit. Meanwhile, the puck down on the other end. Donahue sets up Newfors. Big body, Ollie Newfors. Heads up the other way, taken up the other way by Michigan, though. Stolen away by Karp. Zaransky gets it back. Up the wall for Vaisala, who sends it the other way. Schweitzer with speed, chasing it down. Stops, looking over his options. Down at the hash marks, held in at the line by McFarland. And sent out by Michigan. Marsink throws it back in. The Finns touch up. Vaisala up for Newfors on the wall. Newfors losing it in his skates, trying to get it back. Vaisala helps him out. Sent out the other way by Michigan. Not going to have enough for icing. Marsink at the Miami logo. Up ahead, stretch pass for Schweitzer. He gets it. He's bodied up. That's going to be an interference call. You can't just throw a guy into the boards like that. Burns dumps his man down, and there goes the whistle. So Burns is going to be heading to the box for interference all day long. You can't just drive a guy into the wall like that before he's got the puck. Well ahead of it. So third look at the man advantage for Miami. 0 for 2 on the night so far. Schweitzer sharing some words with Rothstein on their way back to the bench. Top unit back out there again. A little bit of a different look. Judge on the right wing instead of at the Blue line position, that's Eric Miller now. Sent back to Bell, kicks it out to himself. Drops it down for Hartwell, but ambushed by Nielsen and sent the other way. 12:05 left in period 2. Bell reverses and drops for Hartwell to Judge. At the red line, across for Bell. Little spin move there, and he sends it in. Miller gives chase as Michigan clears it. Wiseman comes out to play it, just leaves it off for Bell. Bell bodied up by Nielsen, still has possession, still has control. Nielsen trying to get it out in front for Leiter, but Leiter's forced to go in and get it himself. Michigan with some pressure now on the kill. Is Miami trying to get it out? Leiter still has it. Sharp angle shot turned aside easily by Wiseman. Leiter still has it. And he's just going to kill more time, send it back to his D. Munger throws it all the way down the length of the ice. Judge grabs that, sends it into the skates of McCarthy, and then Leiter plays it out of play. Great shift there by Big Nick Leiter. Killed a lot of time off the clock on that penalty. Only 48 seconds left now for Miami. They're not really able to get anything going on that power play to start. And now they have to get it back into the zone. Leiter's still out there. Gets the puck. McCarthy has it now. McCarthy on the attack again. Drop for Leiter, and he fanned on the one-timer. Up the other way, Ben Amato, the most recent goal scorer. Left off for Fratto. Back to the point. Newton has to bring it out. Down for Zaransky. Crossing the blue line, finds Newton. Drops back to the blue line. One-touch pass for Zaransky. He fires! And I don't know if Yurshikonis got a piece of that on the glove or if that ended up into the body of Newfors. But either way, stays out. And that's going to do it for the power play as Miami gets one last zone entry out of it. Amato dropped off for Everhart. Out in front, Fratto, a backhand, blocked by the skate of White. As his opposite number, Fratto, drops it down for Donahue. Donahue tries to put it in further, goes off the ref instead. Now Hutchison, blocked and sent the other way by Miller. All the way down for Donahue. Newton, pitchforks it up. Sent down for Hartwell, firing a shot just wide. That was a laser. Looped around the boards by Miller. Up for Hartwell again. Drive made there by Newton. Blocked off the stick of Burns and out of play. Officially past the halfway point of regulation. Still 2-0 in favor of the Redhawks. Now over doubled up on shots. 28-12. Top line out there now. Or top line still out there, rather. Hartwell, Miller, and Eberhardt. Quick shot there. Turned aside by Yurshikonis, and we'll reset. Marcink and Donahue out on defense. Another quick feed, another quick shot, and another quick save by Yurshikonis. Set play by Miami. We've seen it 4 or 5 times tonight already. A quick face-off win on that right circle. Put somebody at the top, cut into the slot, and take a shot. Yurshikonis has stopped all of them. Eberhardt cycled down, and then cycled down again by Hartwell. Out in front for Hartwell. He couldn't get a stick on it. That was a great opportunity there. One-timer shot there by Donahue. That was blocked and sent up the other way by Liu. Rothstein. Tied up by Donahue. Sent into the wall. Liu comes crashing down. Hartwell. And with a broken stick, Donahue has to kick it forward. But Miami's still on the attack anyway. Great kick for it, I guess, by Donahue. He should look at soccer. Michigan comes up the other way. Rothstein sends it in. Wiseman comes out to play it. Marcink down to Newton. Newton with a fancy little evasion move there. Trying to find Furman, got past him. Furman with a decent hit there on Munger. And Michigan throws it in again. Marsink loses it to McCarthy, recovers. Newton. Down by the Zamboni doors. Long stretch feed attempted for Furman. Got past it, but he was able to chase the icing down. He's driven into the wall, gets out in front, and Yershakonis is going to turn that aside as Brian Judge comes to the defense of Furman, who got hit aside by Dante Munger, who took exception to Furman following up on that attempt on goal. As looks like RJ Donahue getting a little bit of it from his teammates for knocking the sticks down in the bench. Newforce with Vaisala right behind him. They're going to try it again. Umish avoids it altogether by winning the face-off. Glove down to himself by Bell. It's 88-77, battle for it for the Wolverines. One up to Nielsen right outside the SDS Pizza logo. Newforce has it. Newforce with speed. Fancy move, he gets in, puts it on net, but dropping the catcher down to smother that up. Yershakonis. 7:35 left in period 2. Still 2-0 Miami. Game has slowed down in pace a little bit. Miami still trying to put pucks on Yershakonis. Another face-off win by Michigan. Good work by the skate of Newton to hold the line before it's cleared by Carson Lloyd. Miami throws it in. Schweitzer will give chase. White gets there first. One-touch feed on the breakout. Blake Feinstein. Airmailed out by Newton. Rothstein now. 2 Steens out there for University of Michigan, or Steins if I'm mispronouncing it. Either way, I apologize if I am. Shouldered down there is Schweitzer by Feinstein. He wanted a call, he won't get it. Vaisala was just offside, and they've blown the whistle before he got possession, but either way, R2 was offside. And so we'll get a stoppage of play. 6:46 left. Still 2-0 Redhawks. Amato couldn't get that face-off win. Lazarus airmails it over McFarland. Marsink has it now. Right up by the level 27. Back to the point and sent out by the effort of Fratto. Bamrick battling for it. Michigan comes out with it. Easy sticked aside by Wiseman. As Rothstein just threw it on net just to see what would happen. Lazaris loses it. 2-on-1 if Miami hurries. Fratto looking for Amato. Good stick there by Regalado. Or Regalado, excuse me. Lazaris sends it in. McFarland has to chase it down. Wiseman gets it to him. Fratto backhands it up forward for Bamrick. Puts it into the attacking zone, but Michigan has possession again. Munger was looking across for Burns. Burns sent it up, but Eberhardt, both have hearts in their names, stopped it up as Michigan recollects it. McCarthy got past Kakaninden. And up the other way is McCarthy. Strong forechecker for UMich is Liam McCarthy. The other way, Eberhardt walks it backwards into the zone on his own. Michigan looking to clear. Tipped by McCarthy out of the zone. Kakaninden forced to go back for it. Taken away Up the other way. Rivera. Fancy move, but he loses the puck in the process. Eberhardt. Throws it sky high, intended for Hartwell. Nielsen hauled down. Miami takes exception to that. They don't think Hartwell touched him, but referees say it otherwise. Rivera thrown down by Hartwell, or Eberhardt. Again, sorry. The Harts and their names on the same line is confusing me. And cleared by Miami, they'll touch up. So University of Michigan getting their first look at the power play of the night. Heading to the box, Colin Hartwell. Amato and Fratto alongside Bell and Newton on the kill for the Michigan power play. White and Nielsen at the point. Lloyd at the center. Rivera and Leiter at wing. Back to White. Walks in. Drops it down. Nielsen at the top of the circles. Across for Leiter. Back for White. Back again. Nielsen. Sends it down. White receives it. Quick shot, blocked away. Into the corner. Bell wants to help him, but also doesn't want to abandon his coverage. So Michigan holds on to it. Out in front, they score! Jordan Rivera came out from below the net, looped right around, saw his angle, and it's a one-goal game once more. Only 33 seconds into that penalty kill for Miami. They fall to 0 for 1 on the night. The goal scorer stays out to take the center draw. Won it to himself. Brian Judge, joined by Michael Lau, get it into the Michigan zone, and it's sent out the other way. Donahue for Zaransky. Looking for Furman, doesn't get to him. Now he has it, and a battle for the puck ensues out in front of the Michigan bench. Zaransky comes out with it, drops it down for Donahue, up ahead for Lau. Lau to Judge. Judge charging up the right side. Furman, a one-timer, goes over the net. Hitting the wall from behind. Miami wanted a penalty. They're not going to get it. Zaransky gets up nonetheless. Lau drops it back down to Zaransky. And they're going to get it. It was delayed, but now they got a call going their way. Michigan touches up before Wiseman could go to the net. So UMich, cross-checking penalty. Miami a fourth look, on the power play. Still 0 for 3. Headed to the box. Morgan Rothstein for cross-checking. Second unit coming out to start this power play. Amato will take the draw. Joined by Newforce and Fratto on the wing. Back to Newton. Across for Bell. Looks over his options, brings it back to Newton. He moves in, he fires, and that's glove down. Despite being screened by Yershikonis. Another good save. Who has not been tested too terribly much late in the second. Once Miami got that 2-0 lead, they really stepped up. They let up the gas a little bit. Power play might be what they need to try to get going once again. Cleared off the face-off by UMich. Wiseman settles it. Throws it down to the Zamboni doors for Newton. Newton, cross center ice, up for Bell. Bell brings it on the attack. Ignores a hit from White. And retrieves it. Cross to Newton. Left for Amato. A one-timer shot there. Didn't make it through. Amato battling for it. Gets out to the point. Both defensemen colliding to try to come together and stop it, but it goes out to center anyways. Cleared all the way down, getting a stick on that. and sending it to the net was Carson Lloyd, but Wiseman easily turns that aside from the blue line. Fratto up the left side. A reverse hit, sending White crashing down. But cleared nonetheless. 50 seconds left on the power play. Up ahead for Eberhardt. Eberhardt stops at the top of the circle, tried to feed Hartwell, but White stops it, tries to clear it. Eberhardt keeps it in, and then on the second attempt, White clears. Back out is Leiter, firing a shot that was blocked by Bell. Sent the other way by Miami. Hartwell winning that race to the puck. Reverses. Reverses again. Taken down by Leiter, but left it off for Eberhardt. Below the net, Gretzky's office. To Hartwell. To the point for Bell. Then to Newton. Eberhardt battling in front of the net with Munger. Across, firing a blocker save by Yurshikonis. Hartwell sent to the wall, staying on his feet. Miami doing a good job avoiding the physicality of Umish. Sent out for a breakaway and not able to get there in time. Oh, and a whistle by the referees. That's a mistake. Wiseman came out to play it, and he was the one who touched it. So they're probably going to bring that out to center ice as Wiseman came out to play it, as it was about a 50-50 race for who was going to get there first. So it was a smart move by Wiseman to do that, but referees blow the whistle for an icing, and they go out to center. Michigan wins the draw. On the attack now, Millam. Millam left it off for McCarthy. A great back pass back to Millam, and then knocked away by the stick of Schweitzer. McCarthy has it again. McCarthy goes around the world. Back below the net. Final 30 seconds of play. A big hip check there by Zaransky. Sends McCarthy tumbling down, and he's slow to get up. Schweitzer, a stretch feed for Vaisala. Vaisala trying to go to the net. Sends it to the net and through the blue paint. Zaransky, a quick send to the net, trying to get a tip on that was Vaisala, but Yurshikonis saw it all the way through. 11.8 to go in the second frame. Still 2-1 Red Hawks. Gonna try to get one last chance on net. But if Michigan wins that draw, 12 seconds is more than enough time to get it going the other way. Feinstein wins the draw. White sends it out to neutral ice. Newton throws it right back in. 4 seconds left. Burns loops it around. And that's going to do it. So after 40 minutes, still 2-1 Miami. All 3 goals coming this period. Miami comes out of the gates like a raging bull. But at around the halfway mark, they let off the gas a little bit, and a power play goal puts Michigan back within 1. Shots on goal after 2, 32 for Miami, 14 for Michigan. So we will be back for the start of the third period, where it's 2-1 Red Hawks at the Goggin Ice Center. Both teams set for the start of period number 3, where Miami has a 2-1 lead over the University of Michigan. Newton has it off the opening draw. Michigan has it in their own zone up the other way. Lloyd driving the zone. Stick to side easily by Wiseman. Sent back to the point, and a shot deflected on net, and Wiseman able to stop it and hold on. So only 27 seconds have passed in period 3. Quick start. Michigan goes right back to work trying to tie this game up. Shot off the draw by centerman Blake Feinstein. Again swallowed up and reset by Wiseman. Feinstein and Hartwell. Hartwell trying to dig that loose. Feinstein gets it, tries to throw it on net, blocked by some friendly fire, and then he sends it on. And another save by Wiseman. A couple of quick chances here by Michigan, just trying to put pucks on Wiseman. So they win it again cleanly this time. Back to the point, and that's swallowed up again by Wiseman. Wiseman getting tested a lot. Keeps swallowing him up so far, though. Amato will take the draw. So Miami goes for a line change now. Amato won it back for Zaransky, up the wall to Bamrick. Fratto streaks up, waits at the line. Bamrick crosses the line, went for a shot that was blocked away. Sent wide by a skate. Zaransky stood up by Lee. Fratto in his own zone, looking over his options, sends it across to Zaransky. Zaransky falling down. Up to Bamrick. Bamrick trying to find the center. Nothing going there. Sent in by Amato. Donahue with it at the red line, sends it right back in. Michigan cutting through, neutral ice. Marsink gets it though. Around his own net, sent to the wall, pass to himself, good play there. Up ahead for Furman. Marsink is going to join him on the rush. Furman, a shot blockered away by Yurchakonis. Michael Lau crashing down, prevents the clear before it's knocked away from him by Burns. And then sent right back in. Lau drops it off for Judge. Judge fires into the chest of Yurchakonis. Michael Lau to take the draw. Miami going to try their set play of a quick shot off the faceoff again, with Judge being the shooter. Michigan again avoids it by winning the faceoff. Of course, pretty imperative component to that set play is winning the faceoff. Bell able to chip it off the wall. Winning that race. Lau. Self-pass there after he fell down and corrected himself. Bell below his net. Evading the worst of a hit attempt by Leiter. As he hits Bell that time. But Bell gets up, none the worse for wear. So Leiter's throwing his body and some physicality as taking the puck away and then falling to his knees was Rivera. Miami still trying to clear. Burns sends it right back in, though. Furman. Lowest net. To Judge. Some body contact on the wall from both sides. Newton stumbles for a moment, but gets back up. Stayed on his feet the whole time. Leiter has it. He's going to bring it on the attack. He brings it offside. Probably not what he meant to do. As Schweitzer takes it up the other way. Burns tried to throw a shoulder and missed. Out in front, across! A backhand by Newforce! And he scores! scores! Or no, he doesn't! Donahue a shot out from the point. I thought he scored. I don't know what happened. The puck ended up going wide, though. I can't believe it. My cameraman can't believe it. The bench can't believe it. What happened there? I don't know if Newforce sent it through the blue paint into the opposite corner, or... I mean, it definitely wasn't a goal. It went into the far corner, so... I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm not really sure. And bench struggling to stop the music there as Michigan controls in their own zone. We play on. I'm a little bit at a loss for words. Donahue out of the point, a shot, and getting a stick on it was Yurshikonis, and it goes flying, but a Michigan body sends it right back towards him. He still can't collect it, though. He sees it all the way through from the point, and there goes a whistle. Not sure what for. Net goes off. That's what it was. But still a great chance there for Miami as Vaisala sent it to Newforce. He had Yurshikonis beat, but my best guess is that he sent it wide. He had Yurshikonis beat out in the blue paint, and I think he just couldn't bury it. But either way, like I said, we play on. Michigan on the breakout. Carson Lloyd. Donahue chips it back up the other way. Newforce on the attack. A 2-1 moment, Donahue. Newforce shoots, and getting a piece of that just barely was Yurshikonis. Back for Vaisala. Couldn't get a stick on it. Donahue trying to join. Couldn't turn around in time. Couldn't get his bearing right. Thrown back in by Miami, and they'll take a partial change. Eric Miller shoved down by Gumma. Michigan really bringing the physicality. Hartwell into the wall. Lloyd takes it, send it out in front for Feinstein. He couldn't get it. He gets it that time, and it's sticked away by Wiseman. Feinstein sent spilling to the ice. Marsink the other way for Eric Miller, and he mishandled the puck. White takes it back, goes up the other way. Hartwell takes it right back. Sent it for Eberhardt. Eberhardt driving the zone. Puts it on net, and there goes Yurshikonis' stick again. Out to the point. Across. Bell, one-touch pass for Eberhardt. He fires! Scores! Beautiful play! Cooper Eberhardt restores the 2-goal lead for Miami. One-timer from the top of the circles. Cooper Eberhardt from Tyler Bell. And Miami now back on top by 2. 3-1 Redhawks over the Wolverines. Amato at the face-off draw. Wolverines win it initially, but Miami takes it right back. McCarthy crosses the line. Miami trying to clear it. Held in at the line. Rothstein reverses, put one, tried to go on net. Fratto blocked it. Sent way high, still in play, off the wall by Amato. And University of Michigan will back off and then reset. McCarthy controls. Looking for Rothstein for a one-timer. He kicks it out to himself. He scores! Linesman holding him from celebrating out in front of the Miami bench. As once again, Michigan comes within 1. Morgan Rothstein beat Wiseman short side. So Miami now only on top 3-2. Face-off won by Lau, back to Kakaninden. Up from Marsink. Chipped in by Furman. Oh, an awkward bounce off the Zamboni doors. Almost had Lau free. Kakinen across from Marsink. He fires, stopped by Yurshikonis. Back to Marsink, tries to throw it back on net again, goes into the opposite corner instead. Furman out in front, and Lau's stick was intercepted. Up the other way, a quick shot there by Leiter, delayed high stick, so Michigan gets to touch it up. Kakaninden out to the point, held in by Michigan. Pitchforked back into the zone. Leiter below the net, bodied up by Kakaninden, allows Marsink to pick it up. Furman going the other way. Chipped for Judge, she tried to return it, and Michigan holds on. Michigan trying to go the other way. And just too far for Cody Nielsen goes that pass. So Miami. And Zaransky tried to stretch pass all the way down to Miller, but fanned on the attempt. Eberhardt applying some pressure, trying to get that puck back from Regalado. Stood up at the line was Lazarus by Donahue. Zaransky, a fancy move, sending Liu tumbling. Out for Eberhardt, put a shot on net that tipped along the way and went off the side of the net. Hartwell, back to Donahue. Donahue across the line. Eric Miller. Back to Hartwell. Cycles it down for Eberhardt, excuse me. Again, the name's getting me. Sent out the other way, held in by Eberhardt. Eric Miller sent down for Eberhardt, a shot and a save by Yurshikonis again. Fresh off the bench comes Tyler Bell. He'll collect the puck in his own zone. Up for Miller. Miller for Eberhardt. Crosses the red line, throws it against the grain into the opposite corner. Schweitzer and the Finns back out there now. Michigan sends it in. Newton crossing the NCHC logo. Newforce, backhand feed attempt for Schweitzer. Got back to him and he'll throw it in. Vaisala and Schweitzer combine. Out in front for Newforce. He can't get a stick on it. Oh, Newforce can't buy a goal tonight. Bell for Newton. And a shot sent in by Newton, gloved down by Yurshikonis. Already near the halfway mark of period number 3. Miami still on top 3-2, out shooting Michigan 41-21. A lot of good looks, a lot of good saves by Yurshikonis. Fratto at the dot with his opposite number initially in Jack White, but he's kicked out. So Millam takes the draw for it. Battling along the boards. Bounces off that Zamboni door again. Second time this period. It's taken an awkward bounce. Right at the Zamboni door, right where it says Pepsi Zero Sugar. Kakaninden throws one in, sharp side. Wide of the net, out to Marsink on the opposite corner of the blue line. Out in front. Bamrick below the net, backhand pass. Bamrick gets it back. Trying to go around. And one time he scores! What a goal! Johnny Fratto with a bullet! For the third time tonight, restoring Miami's 2-goal lead. And this line's having themselves a night. Amato and Fratto both with a goal now. 4-2 Redhawks. And it looks like Miami assistant coach Taylor Lay got hit by something. I don't think it was a puck. I don't think it went into the bench, but he's being tended to by first aid. We hope he's all right. Puck sent into the Michigan zone off a Michigan stick, so no icing. Back to the point, Donahue. Looks for a chance, puts one on net, goes off the boards, out in front. Hartwell loses that puck, and Nielsen takes it the other way. Stops at the Tri-Health logo. And offside, taking that extra jump was Rivera, and that could have been ugly as some contact right at the whistle on Leiter, but a stick was up and kind of ricocheted awkwardly off some bodies, and that could have been right into the face or neck area of Leiter. Glad he's okay. Michael Lau at the center dot. Wins it right back to Bell. Quick pass to Newton up ahead. They're going to say Judge didn't get a stick on that, but Furman chased it down out in front. And falling down was Lau. Airmail trying to go Shane Gostisbehere there was Brian Judge. But got over his hand, so Michigan controls in their own zone. Judge and Rivera sharing some words as Rivera puts a stick into Judge's numbers. Oh, and a big collision there out in front. Leiter's still okay, but he has to drop his stick. And the Michigan coach letting the referees know he's not happy with that. I'm not sure what he wanted called, though. I mean, it was incidental contact, but we play on. Judge up the left side, drops it off for Lau. Lau throws it right back around the boards. Michigan coach still yelling at the referees. Sent out into center ice. Newton throws it right back in, and it's offside as it hit Lau on his way to touch up. 8:36 now in period 3. Miami up by 2. During that hit on Leiter, the stick snapped right in half, right at the heel. So we'll go to center ice for a draw. The Big Fin Ollie Newforce. False start there. Lazaris took that step before the puck was dropped, so they're going to reset. And now on the draw, Liu. Newforce falling down, tried to get it back. Lazaris was there first. Sent in and Kakaninden blocked it and then fell. Liu below the net. Tried to put it out to center. Nobody was home. Michigan has to touch up. Miami has to unsettle it. Kakaninden. Vaisala, one-touch attempt for Schweitzer. Intercepting that was Lazaris. Regalado, a shot blockered away like a ping-pong paddle by Wiseman. Airmailed out by Newforce, looking for Schweitzer. White gets there first. Vaisala follows up. Schweitzer's got to touch up as he overskated. And White the other way. Schweitzer picks it right back, though. Kakaninden across for Schweitzer again. Up for Marsink. Put some physicality there, and it's taken back by Michigan at the blue line. Sent in, easily sticked aside there by Wiseman. Kakaninden sends the puck forward and avoids a hit. And Vaisala sends it just out of the zone as he goes off for a change, frustrated that he couldn't get that further. My bench wants an offside, but the shot goes nonetheless. And a good block there by Kakaninden's stick. So now the other way, Miami's going to take this chance to get a change. Their body's been out there for a while. Out to the red line. Burns with a move. Still getting a piece of that was Fratto. Marsink reverses. Takes a hit into the wall. Still has the puck. Up for Amato. Sends it clear. No ice, so they're going to rule it was tipped by Rothstein. Fratto tries to send it out to Bamrick. But Rothstein was there first. Sent back out to Rothstein, got past him to Zaransky. Zaransky up into Bamrick. Back on the attack. Fratto on the circle, a shot, and that's stopped and held by Yershakonis, and two Michigan bodies giving Fratto a little shove. 6:29 left, still 4-2 Redhawks. Again, the game has slowed down a little bit after that initial flurry on both sides. Miami up to 43 shots. They're piling it on tonight. Hartwell at the draw. Sent it right to Eberhardt. Looking across for Donahue. Deflected off some sticks. He's able to send it on net anyways. Went out into the slot, but nobody in Miami was there to collect it. On the attack now, Millam. Backhanded feed intercepted by Donahue. Sends it right out to center. Hartwell with it. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Hartwell was looking for Miller, but the bobbling puck, he couldn't get the pass away. Now Michigan going right back the other way. Rothstein takes some stick contact from Eberhardt and throws it into the opposite corner. McCarthy overskated it. Eberhardt sent tumbling by Nielsen. Michigan trying to send it right back on the attack. Wiseman comes out to play it, settles the puck, and Nielsen and Donahue come together. And Miami up the other way with a 3-on-2. Hartwell gets past one man. 2-on-1 across. One-timer. Oh, just wide. Might have got a piece of that. Was Yorshikos. Oh, and a big hit. That's a penalty all day. Taking that heavy hit was Hartwell. He went right down. He got back up, though. And Leiter going to the box. Now, I understand the idea of physical play, but you also have to be careful. You can't be doing that when you're down by 2. With this little time left, 5:24, that just gives Michigan more work to do. So if they kill off this penalty, it'll be 3:24 to go. Down by 2. Miami takes that penalty all day. Second unit out there. Amato at the draw. Michigan will win it. Getting a piece of that with the glove and holding it in was Zaransky just barely. As he's now trying to get it through 2 bodies, but no, cleared. And then another glove down. Like a baseball game by Newton. Takes a hit at center ice to advance the puck forward. Fratto down to Amato. Amato, fancy move there to blow past his man. And Zaransky up for Newforce, sends that into the zone. Fratto puts it off the boards, back around. Miami's still trying to set up. Aggressive penalty kill by Michigan, understandably so. Sent down again. So Michigan already killed off 50 seconds of this power play. Miami's going to send the top unit out there. Hartwell seems all right. He's out there now to headman the first unit. He's got the puck. On the attack, gets around 1, gets around 2, fires! Oh, just wide. That was a good chance there. Hartwell sends it right back down. Left off for Miller. Bounced over the stick of Newforce. And then another clear by Michigan. Down to 4 minutes. 40 seconds on the power play. Newton, a feed across the neutral zone to Miller. And it's stripped away by McCarthy. He's going to go up. McCarthy drags, sends it to himself, and then 2 Miami bodies come together. But they come out with the puck regardless. Bell and Judge collided. Bell is laboring out there after that hit. But he grabs the puck anyway. He seems all right. Just needed a moment. He's going to come right off the ice. Hope he's all right. That's a big part of Miami. Tyler Bell and his dangerous shot. Off for Zaransky. Eric Miller, he's got room. Sends it on. A good block there by White. And that's going to do it for the power play. Miami now 0 for 5. Eberhardt to Miller. Miami still on the attack and now taken away by Leiter. Leiter up the other way. Overskated the puck. And he's sent right down by Eberhardt. If there's one big body on Miami that can match Leiter's size, it's him. Nielsen on the attack. Out for Leiter. He's got room and he sends it over the net. White battling with Donahue. Leiter trying to poke it out. Donahue gets it past him and out to neutral ice. Sent in by the Wolverines. Miller puts it further. They're going to say icing, but no, as Fratto wins the race. Miami's negated icing a few times in this game. Good work by them. Smart playing. Leiter up the other way. Goes around the net. Trying to feed Nielsen. Gets back to the point. Rothstein tried to send it on net. Knocked away by Donahue and then pitchforked out of the zone by the backhand of Johnny Fratto. Set the other way by Nielsen. He's got some room. He fires. Glove save by Wiseman. He couldn't hold on, though. Marsink. Up to Donahue. Or, excuse me, up to Bamrick. And then some stick contact there, no penalty. Up the other way, Lloyd. Knocked away by the poke check of Kakaninden. Firing a shot on net was Feinstein, and he missed. Bamrick left that for Amato. Forced to recollect it and throw it right back in. Off the clearing attempt, knocked away by Vaisala. That goes into the Michigan bench, so a quick whistle there. Down to 96 seconds. Yurshikonis still sitting in his net. We'll have to see if he goes, but not a whole lot of time. Michigan's going to take their timeout. Well, a good start to period number 2 by Miami, and they fell behind a little bit, but great work by them to come right back for the third and get themselves their 2-goal lead back twice. Head coach Alex Delaney directing this timeout taken by the other team. You have to assume with Michigan taking the timeout, they're probably going to look to pull Yurshikonis as soon as they get the opportunity, if they do. Coaching staff drawing up a play on the whiteboard. Head coach Delaney forgoes that just to talk to the boys. So again, 96 seconds, 4-2 Miami. Michigan needs 2. Yurshikonis turning to his net, expectedly. Jack and the Finns out there. New forced to take the draw. Michigan wins it. Sent up the other way. Yurshikonis not leaving his net, though. Uforce takes it right back in his own zone. Send it up for Vaisala. Chips it along for himself. Not going to go down for icing. Rothstein reversing and losing an edge, but got it up ahead anyways. Karp on the attack, and that's offside. Lloyd took the extra step. So it doesn't look like Michigan's planning on pulling their goalie. Yurshikonis not even sitting out in his crease, which that is their choice to make. You see it a lot less, honestly, in the ACHA. I don't see it very often. And skewered on to Wiseman, who's going to play it for Newton. Final 60 seconds. Michigan holding the line, sending it on. Newton got a glove on it. So it goes into the corner. Sent on net, stopped there by Newton. Up the other way. Bamrick up the left side. Puts it into the corner. 40 seconds left. Nielsen sends it in. Wiseman stops it. Puts it on for Tyler Bell. Good move there. And firing a shot there was Leiter off the glove of Wiseman. Puck is loose out in front. Good work by Fratto to clear it. And then sent the other way by Bell. So 16 seconds left, and Miami's going to come out of this one with a win. Leiter at the red line. Up for Lloyd. Lloyd trying to get it in. Wiseman's going to cover it. 7 seconds left. So great win here by Miami, and now Yurshikonis goes to the bench. Whether that's for try to just get one but the school of thought with pulling your goalie is that you do it the earlier, the better. That's at least what the statistics show anyways. But with 7 seconds left, I mean, your best hope is to get one, and they will not. So Miami wins 4-2 over the Wolverines. So the Michigan madness for Miami, a lot of M's there, continues tomorrow. D2 team will take on Michigan again at 2 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be there with you for that. And we'll also be there for you following right afterwards when the women's D1 team goes for their second against Eastern Michigan. Then the varsity team losing their first outing against Western Michigan tonight, 5-2. And they will have another game tomorrow there as well. So 6 games between Miami and Michigan, Michigan-based hockey teams that is, in 2 days. So, final score of tonight's game, Miami 4, University of Michigan 2. Shots on goal for each team, Miami with 43, Michigan with 25. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Colter Piper. Thank you so much for listening. We've appreciated your company very much, and we will catch you in the next game tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Be there.